The Cinderella story is now complete. Arizona State, coming into the season in their first season in the Big 12, was ranked dead last in the preseason media poll. And now, months later, here they are, Big 12 championship winners in their first year in the conference. Hello, everybody from Arlington, Texas. My name is Justin Lacertosa. That's publisher Hoda Rubino.
Champions!
Got it! And you heard it right there. Big 12 champions, Sun Devils. And Hode, this is a game where Arizona State came in as the favorite, and they got it done.
Yeah, and it almost feels like the way they played today, Justin, is like they were really trying out there to make a point, because to play the way that they played on all three aspects of the ball, yes, even special teams, I think it was just an absolute tour de force by the Sun Devils. It's funny because we're used to the white knuckle wins. We embrace them. We're okay with them. But ASU really in the first half already definitely showed that they were here to dominate this game in all three phases, and they did absolutely that. I think they overwhelmed the Cyclones on both sides of the ball, and I mean, what else can you say? I mean, I know that you're watching this video to hear us say some smart things and really just with deep dive analysis. But sometimes you just left shaking your head in every good way, because what we saw today, it's not the win, but it's how Arizona State won. That was absolute, just awe-inspiring what happened today in AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they won. Coming out of the half, Iowa State deferred, so their ball and takeaway, score, and then a takeaway and a score. Just an absolute domination by ASU early in that second half.
Yeah, it's been a long time, Justin, maybe ever, in my 25 years covering the team, that I saw defense just absolute overwhelm to the tune of, like you said, 3 turnovers in one quarter. And the third quarter is so important. Kenny Dillingham always talks about winning the middle 8. I mean, they did a little more than just winning the middle 8 today. Just an absolute domination, like you said, by the ASU defense. And really, all game long, I mean, we talk so much about the 2,000-yard receivers that the Cyclones do have. How is this ASU secondary going to deal with them? When you look at the numbers, at Rocco Beck, their quarterback, 21 of 35 for only 214 yards. And obviously not doing a whole lot on the ground, just having 127 yards. This ASU defense has really had their way. And I know fans were getting real upset, if not nervous, because in that opening drive, Iowa State really were cutting like a hot knife through butter through this ASU defense. And I think maybe some folks said, okay, no, this ASU defense likes to take its lumps in the first half. Second half, they'll be fine. Forget about the second half. Even though the second half they played just lights out, even in the first half, they really were able to shut down Iowa State time and time again. Really took away that explosive passing game. The pass rush that looked really shaky in that opening drive, I thought got better and better and better, and really just imposed their will at the line of scrimmage. So nothing but just absolute respect for this ASU defense, coming up big in a huge game on a huge stage. And again, that third quarter, that is one that Arizona State fans are going to talk about for a long, long time. Creating 3 turnovers in one quarter. ASU didn't score after that third quarter, because they were able to convert not only points but touchdowns on each and every mishap by Iowa State. So you look at the 45 points on the board, and you can say, wow, ASU offense really came to ball out, and they did, obviously. But the defense was an absolute catalyst in the second half. Just an unreal performance by that side of the ball for the Sun Devils.
And Hode, for Arizona State coming into this game, arguably the biggest storyline was the absence of Jordan Tyson, wide receiver 1. And in this game, Cam Scatterbo, only 16 carries, but made the absolute most out of every single one of those. 170 yards for Scat, 2 touchdowns, and then 1 receiving touchdown as well. And then when you talk about just play calling and getting other receivers involved, just the balance with there and also just between the pass and also the run was definitely on full display.
Yeah, 219 yards passing, 245 yards rushing. You know me, guys. I love offensive balance. And it's rare that you're able to achieve an offensive balance and not come on the winning side, if not the dominating winning side. And that's exactly what happened with Arizona State today. When you look at the numbers for Sam Leavitt, 12 of 17, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns. So economical numbers, sure. but it's what you do with those numbers. And, a lot of those touchdown passes were after those 3 turnovers we talked about in the third quarter. So I think that really, really helped ASU quite a bit. You talk about also Sam Levitt as a runner, 7 carries, 33 yards. The receivers. I mean, next man up, sure, a cute slogan. Does that really happen? Well, it happened and happened in spades. Malcolm Stalvo, 4 receptions, 91 yards. Xavier Guillory, 2 receptions, 29 yards, 2 touchdowns. Again, maybe not numbers that really jump out off the stat sheet in terms of being awe-inspiring, but at the end of the day, when you have 2 receptions and 2 touchdowns, enough said. And you also talk about Malik McClain. We talk about maybe he's going to be the rabbit out of the hat. Well, he had 1 reception for 43 yards. So it does seem like Sam Levitt was able to do quite well without having Jordan Tyson at his disposal. And, I think in the last 2-3 games, Jordan Tyson was averaging something like 12 or 15 targets a game. It's ridiculous. And sure, you would love to have him in the lineup today. But I think it really forced Sam Levitt and, more importantly, offensive coordinator Marcus Arroyo to make sure that the ball was spread around, that the right calls were made at the right times. And that definitely got accomplished to the T. But nonetheless, when you have Cam Skattebo over there in the backfield, again, it's just just one of those, what else can you say about this guy? He made the Heisman pose. He definitely deserves to be there in New York. I'm not saying he's a favorite to win by any means, but as being one of the best running backs in the country, if not the best one, he definitely made his case. The first player in ASU history to have 2,000 all-purpose yards. That really says it right there. It's not only just a gifted runner, but somebody who is a well-rounded player, can make the plays in the passing game, can do a good job pass blocking, something that does get overlooked quite a bit when you talk about gifted running backs. Big players show up for big games. Sam Levitt showed up, and Cam Skattebo showed up, and that's why ASU is leaving Texas right now as the Big 12 champions.
Yeah, and reserving their spot in the college football playoff, but the one question that remains, when and where, that's a decision that is fully up to the committee, and there's a lot of people that have been talking about kind of ASU and all, just as a whole, the Big 12's placement in those rankings.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been on the soapbox a little too much, and that soapbox got just a little higher since then, just because ASU did win the Big 12 championship and did so in resounding fashion. I already conveyed my thoughts not only with Justin but also on social media and on my message board. When you're a Power 4 conference champion, you should be in the Final Four, getting that first round bye. Period. End of story. And with all due respect to Boise State, yes, they had a great year as Mountain West champs, but let's do a little compare and contrast between the both teams, because I think, maybe I'm wrong, that those are the 2 teams that playoff committee today and tomorrow are going to compare and contrast with. So we have Boise State playing on their home turf, unlike ASU on a neutral field, winning 21-7. Nice win, but not overwhelming. Scoring 0 points in the second half, again, on their home turf, and beating a team that is ranked lower than Iowa State. I don't really think we need to discuss much more than that. And Kenny Dillingham, ASU's head coach, said we're 11-1 with our starting quarterback. And Cam Skattebo, the season that he is putting on, again, with all respect to Ashton Genty, unbelievable running back, is going to play on Sundays. What he's doing against Mountain West teams is just a little different than what Cam Skattebo is doing against Power 4 conference teams each and every week. So, my thoughts are crystal clear, and I don't think there's any ASU fan, even the most skeptical one out there, that thinks that ASU should not deserve, at the very minimum, a first-round game in Tempe, but really, in all actuality, deserve a spot in the Final Four. And as we know, a spot in the Final Four, that first-round bye, means ASU is going to be in the Fiesta Bowl, which is, checking my notes over here, Glendale, Arizona. So basically a de facto home game for the Sun Devils to start the playoffs in the first ever 12-team field. So I hope that's going to come to fruition. I hope cooler heads can prevail. I hope that the committee that talks about strength of schedule can really actually mean it in their actions on Sunday. It's anybody's guess, guys, what's going to happen tomorrow. I really hope it's going to be happy news for Arizona State. And again, even if they're not getting that first round bye and playing in the Fiesta Bowl, at a minimum, they deserve to be in Tempe and not to travel to Penn State, Notre Dame, or wherever else the committee thinks they are deserving to be at. So we'll see what happens. But that aside, Justin, it does not take away from the incredible accomplishment. Rags to riches, basement to penthouse. Arizona State did it, and they made quite the statement today by doing that. You would hope that the playoff committee takes all that in consideration today and tomorrow on Sunday when they make that decision.
Yep, and the bracket comes out tomorrow, so don't got to wait too long. And to stay locked in on all the coverage surrounding the brand new Big 12 champion Arizona State Sun Devils, go to DevilsDigest.com. Follow Devils Digest on Twitter at Devils Digest. As always, my name is Justin Lacertosa. That's publisher Hoder Bino. We'll talk to you guys soon.